Shiznit, shooting the Shiznit. Best little wrestling podcast in the business. Your host BT and all his guests. You'll never know who he'll have next. Shooting the Shiznit, shooting the Shiznit. Best little wrestling podcast in the business. Shooting the Shiznit.
Hey, yo, what is up? What is up, my folks? It's your boy, Mr. Z, Uno Supremo here, and we're doing a combo show. It's something special today for the Rebound. The Mark Gotta Get Up podcast is partnering up with STSPOD, and my boy right here, BT. How are you doing, my friend?
Man, I'm doing good. We got to. If you're watching this on YouTube or watching it on my feed, everything's right there. You can search YouTube, Mark Out or Get Out Rebound podcast. I'm trying to give you some press here. Mr. Z has all his stuff up there, and my stuff's STSPOD.CLUB. We do 2 shows a week.
There you go. There you go. I try to get at least one a week out for sure. That is the Rebound podcast. And on occasion, I think it's like every other week I've been able to do it. And it's the Independent Minute podcast where I discuss everything California professional wrestling, letting you know where the shows are at, whether it be 2 miles down the street, or maybe a 45-minute drive away, but it's all worth it.
Right on, right on.
So we are here to discuss the G1 Climax. We are at G1 35, and they just dropped the blocks. And from what I'm looking at, and I'm pretty sure you're seeing it right now here, BT, they're stacked. It is a stacked block.
I don't know if I agree with you on that or not.
Oh, really?
I'm a big fan of Block B, but I don't know about Block A.
You know, now that I look at it,
we have Sonata, we have Evil in Block A. Also, I don't know. You had a good mix there. Tanahashi looked horrible last year.
yeah.
To me, he just looked really bad, and I was shocked to see him come back this year. I really was. I know this is his last year, but I was real shocked.
Yeah, no, that's the thing for me. It's like Tanahashi-san's he's been on this retirement tour, and which is all well and good. And hopefully I get to see him one more round before he actually hangs up his boots. That might be at Battle in the Valley. That's literally right after Wrestle Kingdom. But with Block A, I mean, you have David Finlay, who's got a chip on his shoulder, and him and Evil have been at each other's throats for the lack of a better part of the last couple of months. And then with Block B, I mean, Gabe Kidd, Takeshna, Red Narita, Drill Mahoney, Zack Sabre Jr., and I gotta say the sleeper for me in this block, it has to be El Phantasmo.
Yeah, he always puts on a good match. Shingo's in B block. Like you said, Zack Sabre. And who I really want to see them put over is Gabe Kidd. My question, and I was looking over this, it's you follow New Japan a little bit more than I do. So what is but we always cover the G1. We do that dog's loud.
Yeah, that's my dog for you. Callie, come on, you big weenie.
We cover there'll be the 9th annual. You're going to join me for the 9th annual top 10 performers of G1. And for some reason, I'm just thinking Gabe Kidd's going to be there. And we also, and I never pronounced his name right, so I already got something. So here we go. We also have
Kunosuke Takeshita.
Well, at least
we have him in Block B. So,
well, we ain't gonna pronounce it like good old Cornette pronounces it. That's not. We don't go that far. But
go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see Gabe Kidd get the showcase. For some reason, I want to say it was last year's Battle in the Valley. I was at the media media scrum they had for him.
Right.
And he is just a showman. He knows how to work people up. And I was like, I went home and I talked to my kids because it was my daughter's first ever Battle in the Valley she went to. But she's been following New Japan because they have my account. And my son's been to, a couple on his own with me. And I told her about it. So she went and looked him up and she was like, Dad, that's War Dog. She goes, please. She goes, is he really going to be there? I said, yes, it's him in Kingston. And she goes, okay, good. We're good. Like, he just something about him makes people gravitate towards him.
He reminds me of Bryan Danielson a lot in his style, in the look, and the opportunity to push somebody like him. But is he the next guy that we're going to push? And I think that's going to be by the end of the G1 when we're talking about the top 10 performers. We are going to get a better idea of who they are pushing for the next, next white guy. That's what I kind of say, with some of the, next guy, who are they going to put in there? And you got this guy, is that Callum Newman? Like I said, I don't watch New Japan.
Callum Newman,
Yeah. I watched the Wrestle Kingdom, which you're going to join me for that. Plus, I watch all the G1. I mean, every match, no matter who's in it, I watch the G1. But that surprised me. His name surprised me, not because he isn't good. He just surprised me. He reminds me of El Phantasmo Jr. or something. That's who he, or who else? He reminds me of Ospreay also.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Callum Newman, he's a special talent. I thought it was a great idea that Ospreay, when he formed the United Empire, brought him in. He brought his partner in crime of Catch 22, TJP. And TJP, I mean, I can't say anything negative about the man. I mean, what he did in California during his stay out here before he went to Japan is another unbelievable.
He's talent. One of those guys, and I've always said we should do a countdown of this, but he's one of those guys that always has a good match. TJP does, but I don't go out of my way to watch his matches. I don't know why.
I tell people all the time, I'm like, my favorite match, and everyone laughs because I have a picture with him and he's wearing an LA Dodgers hat. Me being a Giants fan, that they were like, how'd you manage to do that and not get sick? I'm like, it's all fun and games. But one of his matches he had out here, it was him and El Chupacabra, who was a big name out here in California and Nevada. They tore the house down. They went to damn near a time limit draw. It was that good of a match. It was done at a 21 and over show, and I've never seen a handful of drunk people pay so much attention to a wrestling match like they did.
Right. Well, because I've just really never seen him in anything bad. I don't know why he's not one of those guys that even when he was with TNA or Impact, whatever. What we'll have to do is in the credits, I'm going to have to put the dog's name. So you got to give me the dog's name for part of the podcast.
Just put the weenie, because that's how everyone on the podcast knows her as. Hey, hold on one second. Callie, you giant weenie. Leave him alone. Yes.
We got Yoshihashi also in B, who always tries to have a good match. And I've been so impressed with Maloney. Good looking guy, good tan, hard worker. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited always about G1. I get excited because it's something I'm able to watch. I used to have to get the G1 VHS tapes, send me the VHS to watch it, to actually watch it the next day or when I get up that morning. I usually get up a little earlier during G1 month. My wife actually said, the wife, as I call her, she said, is this G1 season? And I said, yeah, it's fixing to be. She's kind of like, I'm not going to. I said, well, they got, in looking at the cards, the first, let me grab this real quick. I'm not taking over. I just want to.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
The first, the first couple of shows. Well, no, they're not going to. They're not going to put so many matches, are they? Like they did one. This looks like we're going to easily be able to follow it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matches each night. If you don't watch any of the, I don't watch any of those tag matches or anything like that. So yeah, that might be pretty easy to follow. You're talking about what, a good hour and 15 minutes every day. So it might be kind of easy for us to follow, but it opens in, looks like we're going to open, that's this coming weekend. That's the reason we did that. It opens on Saturday. I'm just looking at, Saturday has both blocks going and Sunday does too. But after that, they are block A, block B, block A, block B kind of thing.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm going to close my door real quick.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeez, Kelly, you're too loud. I can hear you on my mic. There we go.
So it makes it easier for me. Here's something. Now I'm getting this out of the. I was talking about. I'm getting this out of the Observer. So I want to read what we wrote down here. Hold on. Well, I was going to make a note.
I'm looking at the first night of the G1, and I mean, you got right out of the chute, you have Yoshihashi and Shingo Takagi. That's going to be a solid one. For some reason, Shingo, I mean, it's starting to look like Shingo's timeless because every time I see him, he looks the same.
And always has a good match. Always.
Yeah.
And just one of those things where I have been a Shingo fan for a long time, but then all of a sudden when he came to New Japan, they always tell the history of the buildings that he was in and such. Here's what Meltzer wrote, and I think this is kind of hilarious. And it's confusing to me. The top 3 place winners make the playoffs. The second place wrestler in the A block faces third place in the B. And the second place in the B faces third place in the A. The winner of the second place in B versus the third place in A match will face the A block winner, while the winner of the second place in A versus the third place in B will face the B block winner. Okay. And then the two winners meet in the finals. But yeah, that just sounds confusing as hell to me. But that's what they've been doing, right? Is that what we did last year?
No, that's not what we did at all. But who's running this? TK? Like, come on. No.
Yeah, I mean, I read that and I was like, we do a show called WTF, and we have a segment. It's number 9 every month. It's called WTF Dave Meltzer. Like, he just wrote something and I'm just doing this. I'm like, I don't think we did this way last year or any other year. I was confused as hell. So you got 3 people make the playoffs, the top 3 in each block. And then they do this, switcheroo, whatever we're doing. But yeah, and the winner always faces the world champion. So it'll be interesting to see who they put over.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it's, I'm looking at, and I'm stuck on night 1 because I'm like, wow. But like I can't even wrap my brain around that. That is.
Yeah, I have to message that to you. So yeah, so you can get it. I mean, I don't. There's always a lot of criticism for Evil, but I don't have a problem with what he does. You might hate him too. A lot of people that I do, but I actually like Evil, especially when he's working really hard.
Oh yeah, no, I've got no issues with Evil. For some reason, something about him has always been really good, and when they created the sub faction within Bullet Club before they got 86. He's just, his presence for some reason is just, I don't know, like he does have some form of aura to him. But he's, he's
I like him as I like all the. I'm a kind of guy that likes a little change while we're watching the G1, so I don't just want everybody doing, trying to do 5-star matches. And I've been a Taichi fan for a long time, but he's like turned it up the last couple of G1s, so it'll be interesting to see how far they let him go.
Yeah, that's true too. Because you have him, and then and they of course they did bring in some people from Noah. They're bringing Ryobi back in. That's going to be a different outlook for that. It's just David Finlay. Like I said, David Finlay has a chip on his shoulder. We don't know why or what, but
so
I have a feeling he's
I'm
going to show
gonna
out.
I'm going to ask you. So most of the time we, even a couple of years, for the last couple of years, have been able to sit back and say, okay, they're going to put this guy and they're going to put that guy over in the finals.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have a pick this year I got who I'd like to see in the finals, but
Right.
I'm not sure with Block A. Unless it's Finlay, I just don't know who they are. I always see his name and want to call him Tsuji. Tsuji, yeah.
Yoda Tsuji. There we go. He's something about him too. And then here's my thing. It's like every year, and this is before Jeff Cobb went to W. He was my pick. He was my guy. I always stood behind Jeff Cobb, and they always let him put on a showcase, and he came up short. So, but yeah, this will be the first year where I'm like, I don't know. I don't know who to pick, especially with Block A. Block A seems not.
Is there any way they would? Zack Sabre Jr. to me being in a tournament almost makes him the Block B winner, but they put somebody else. I could see Shingo. Would they put Gabe Kidd against David Finlay that would be different.
Yeah, that
in
would
the
be
finals there, but I don't know. There's so many. To me, B's going to be more enjoyable, but there are matchups here in the Block A that I like. I like Sonata. A lot of people say he's just plain. He doesn't do anything for them, but he always, most of the time, has a really good match. So I don't know, man. You put Gabe Kidd against anyone in there. You put Zack Sabre against anyone on that B block, and you put against anyone on that block.
Well, I mean, ZSJ, he is our current champ, and
right?
I'm like, could this be the first time the champ wins the G1?
Oh, yeah, that could happen. I never thought about that.
That's the only thing that sticks out is like, could they possibly let him win? But with all this talent in just his block alone, I don't see that happening. I want, you got 3 or 4 bright stars that could use that spotlight. And like I said, Gabe Kidd, just for some reason, he sticks out more than everybody.
I agree. I'm a huge fan, and I don't know if it's going to be. I don't see it happening this year. They kind of the Osprey thing where they seem to take a little bit longer to put someone over, but I would surprise everybody and put him over, and then you got the opportunity to put him over as champ also.
Oh yeah, definitely, because he's got the global title around his waist at the moment. I don't know, yeah. And I mean, with like you said, you have Evil, you have Sonata. Sonata's good. I just feel like he's kind of lost a lot of steam.
Oh yeah, I think so too. But we're not going to get a bad match,
No, you're never going to get a bad match out of him. Tai Chi, he's another one that's that's up there. I mean, I'd like to see Tai Chi and ZSJ for some reason. I mean, that's just the old tag team fandom out of me. That'd be a good one too.
Right. They also stated that it says key themes. This is also from the New Observer. Playing smaller buildings most of the time during that. Did you see that? Instead of the big buildings, they'll be running the
Yes.
smaller ones. And then we have the closing of the Dolphins Arena, which they always did stuff there. We are going to Korakuen Hall in Tokyo for the first night of the playoffs. Rather than a major arena, and which I think it is a major arena, but it's usually the Sumo Hall or Budokan. So the final show will be at a 15,000 seat capacity arena, which makes it bigger than Sumo Hall. So that will be interesting to see if they can be who they put against, the stories they tell, where they'll be able to get that many people in the building. They're also that Meltzer has a point, and we can talk about this, but you don't have the Okada or the Osprey really in a tournament like you've had in the past. So
yeah, that's where I feel it might differ on who shows up as far as fans if they can pack this arena out. I mean, that's great that they're doing the usual smaller venues to start it off. I mean, I've got no bones about that. I love the smaller venues it's just more intimate. The fans seem like they're more into it in a smaller venue.
Right. Well, that's the way I am too. I like a small building. Always when I was managing my teams, we didn't have really big buildings. I think one time we had a 12 to 1,400 seat place, and we didn't draw 1,200, but that's kind of like the biggest amount we had. It's so close when they're right there by the ring and all that kind of stuff. But if you are someone that's wrestled in the WWE or New Japan, or they'll tell you that big crowd is just you get such a high from that big crowd.
Oh yeah, no, you hear it all. Yeah, no, it's the same story told by everybody. It's something. That's why I was like, after the clap only crowds, I was like, now we know the New Japan fans, or we know the Japanese fans are different, but when some of them are used to hearing them sing their entrance music, it hits differently.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
I'm staring at night one. You got Gabe Kidd and Takeshita right out of the gate.
Yeah, I saw that, man. You can't ask for a better matchup there. Those two guys are going to put out. Takeshita was one of those guys that I had watched that other people hadn't watched. I'd got him on a couple matches, and I was like, man, this dude, he reminds me kind of the work style Kata and Omega together. That's what he kind of reminds me of. And I was like, man, he's gonna. But hey, I mean, they could surprise everybody and put him over, even though he's got an AEW contract. You just never know.
No, you don't know at all. And I mean, I enjoy that they've been, that he's, that they've had some comeback, and get involved with the shows out there in Japan, or like you said, the G1. It's weird not seeing the usual in these tournaments, like a Tomohiro Ishii. It just wow. I'm hyped. I want to see this match already. Like, that'll probably be your heavy hitter of the night.
Right. I agree 100% there. Yep. All right, man. You got anything else for me? We can wrap this up.
Now we'll go ahead and wrap
Look,
it up.
trying to direct your podcast. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You are totally good.
It's our podcast. How about that? It's our
oh
show.
yeah, it's our show, man. We're having a great time here, folks. I hope you enjoyed this for sure because I've had a lot of fun.
Good deal. Hey, let me just take us out like I always do. Same bad time, same bad channel. Mr. Z and BT on two of the best little wrestling podcasts in the business. Be there, and as everybody knows, Mr. Z, you've listened to me enough. You know this.
Mm-hmm.
I love my mama.
See you, folks.
There we go. All right, thanks, man. Let me end it, and then